Hello, welcome everyone to the Link to the Past Randomizer Enemizer Tournament 2024. We are beginning the round of 16. This is game 1 between shadyforce and Crackerito. I am Gilgamesh. I am joined by Mr. Ed 3. Hello, Mr. Ed 3.
Hello, Gilgamesh 501.
It feels like it's been days since we last commented a shadyforce Enemizer match.
I mean, he's very popular. I look forward to the opportunity to see, I don't know, more Moldorms, because that's what happened last time.
I noticed Shady is not using the invisible spray today, so slightly disappointing.
Yeah, listen, this is after I gave him all the credit, and, I mean, I will say this much. He did lose that race. So
he did, that's true.
So I think maybe at that point, he's just like, yeah, okay, sure.
So yeah, for those who were around yesterday, shadyforce came out on top game 3 against Tyler Salt in their round of 32 match to move on today. Crackerito beat somebody. I don't have the bracket in front of me.
Chrome.
Well, two people theoretically. I mean, both of these.
Well, yeah, all right. Well, he beat Calamarino and Chrome. See?
Okay, there you go.
Aha! See, I did my homework.
Well, that makes one of us.
That's right.
And
hey, we're off.
Well, one of us is.
Oh man, this is a solid head start here.
Yeah, I don't know how you come back from this.
You're gonna see. So you'd made mention about this before. Sometimes doing this is a little risky.
It is, yeah.
It's not guaranteed that you're gonna have an enemy that you can kill right there.
Mm-hmm. It's a good thing we did it though. We got all the arrows we could ever possibly need now.
Yeah, I know. The beautiful thing. That poor thief didn't see it coming. Oh, there we go. 3 bombs. Let's just do the front of escape for no apparent reason.
Yeah, I mean, 3 bombs might be enough to get through it,
Could
depending
be.
on
Absolutely.
what enemies are there. No, I thought Shady was going to try it for a second.
Oh, we are being informed that Crackerito stream might be having technical difficulties. So you know what? This makes it really easy. We get to just commentate on shadyforce.
Right.
And yet still find a way to miss something. So for those that are unaware, there are different modes when it comes to a Link to the Past randomizer.
Wait, different modes?
Yeah, I know. Who would have thought? If you got sick and tired of having vanilla enemies and vanilla bosses, well, boy, oh boy, we got the mode for you.
I thought it was only cross keys.
Yeah, it is true. That is true. But the one nice thing about this, at least in my opinion, is that this is not full ball shuffle. This is chaos ball shuffle. So
right.
That means we literally could have, like we did last time,
6 Moldorms, perhaps.
Yeah, infinite Moldorms. Almost infinite Trinexes. Who knows?
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, we will find out. We're not going to find out anytime soon because we have gotten a lack of progression.
I mean, we've checked like 3 items. I don't know what you want.
Well, there are certain runners in this community that I will not make mention yet that just literally beeline right to progression, so...
It's true. I'm familiar with some of these runners.
Well, we got plenty of money. We got 3 bombs. We could basically do all of Crackerito Village.
Was it the race that we calmed a couple days ago where Crackerito was like complete garbage and you could have just skipped it entirely, or was that a different one? I calmed one recently where that was the case.
I don't think it was ours, because I think like the one that we did had like mirror, and it had actually important stuff. Mirror, Moon Pearl stuff. Game 3.
Okay, it was Tyler Shady Game 3 with Arya. Got it. Alright, something appears to be happening on Crackerito's stream.
Yes, we have what appears to be a PowerPoint slideshow.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that as the situation develops.
Here we go. Drop into Cackwell. Well, there we go. See, really kind of
Rush.
difficult to skip Kakariko.
Rush Aga Tower. I mean, listen, Moon Pearl is a suggestion. And a sword,
yes.
okay. One more sword, and let's just go Rush Aga, I think.
Mm-hmm. Do it. You didn't do it. There we go. Map information. Crystals and a green pendant Hera. Cool. Alright, here we go. Are we going to be looking at a terrible chicken house?
Yes, we finally get one.
Yep.
Those red guards are...
They're
a nightmare.
relentless. You ever notice
well,
that
now they're
literally,
less...
it's literally all or nothing? You know, it's either...
no, I've seen like 50% chickens, 50% guards before.
Really?
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Chad is telling us that Shady has the first glove. I did not see that get picked up, but it's possible.
I like chat better than me, so sure, I'll take their word. We'll find out if he does the back of escape, then we know.
Mm-hmm. What we don't have is boots to get that mushroom.
Oh, man. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is...
Do you blind check this with 3 bombs? I don't.
No. But in his defense, he has a sword. And I was going to say, if literally all he was doing was just, you know, picking up the bushes, one of the big risks is finding a guard.
Mm-hmm.
That'll absolutely destroy him.
Oh,
but
well,
you know
there we go. Bomb refill. Perfect.
Crackerito is admiring Kakariko Village
Did
here.
you say Crackerito?
Crackerito? I did now.
Alright, let's see some rollers and some spike balls and some Lionels back here.
Well, as our tracker, Arya Stark, would say, you know, there's usually something red. And look, there's something red.
Is there?
Yeah, one red guard.
Oh, okay. Nice map. Nice boomerang. Actually, boomerang's okay. Alright, so you have... well, yeah. I was say, I'm trying to think of, like, real dumb things we can do, but... That would be stupid. Yeah, that's beyond the pale, actually. But they both did it. Well, Shady did it in his game against Tyler. Tyler did it as well. So maybe we see it again here.
Here you see even more arrows. And yet somehow we're missing a bow. Who would have thought? I'm calling it now.
Bow. One.
Yeah, bow will be our go mode for today. Literally no other reason than just to beat pod.
Okay, we see Crackerito bullet bombs at some point.
Speaking of bombs,
he's gonna go to Gina. Okay, he's not. Okay, good.
You lied.
I thought, I know a lot of people are like, well, if I go get the item, the flooded item, I'm already, like, starting my way over there, so I might as well do it. And I say, no. No, you might as well not.
Alright, Mini Moldorm Cave. Anything fun?
Nope.
This
is pretty typical. I mean, you usually don't see too much variety in this cave. It's usually, you get Mini Moldorms, Popos, Shadows, or Helmos, and that's kind of the extent of things.
When are we gonna have a logical Mini Moldorm Cave when we have, you know, like red Igors?
I've done that. it's actually the worst.
Well, in the meantime, we got a crap ton of money and
Rush
the
pendant
hammer.
Hera, so we can turn in the green pendant. Wait, no, we can't get to Hera.
All right, so we have a fire bar. That
Hey,
you
look, that
probably
guy.
could. You could, yeah. Oh, wow, strangely vanilla. You can actually probably dodge that because again, with that glove, Zora is in logic.
I'm not fake flipping an Enemizer. Without boots, no chance.
What if the boots are just right here?
I mean,
So
sure,
then we
then
get
yeah,
that.
then I'll
So then we can get
grab
that
the water
mushroom on
walk.
library.
Yeah,
Show it to me.
hey,
Denied. We're out of here. All right. Well, we have Dark World access.
we do. I think that's where we're going. Tipping dungeons is a little sus right now because there's a lot of bosses we can't beat. So I kind of like doing the overworld checks here. Do we know what this MSU is?
This is Ghost Trick from Shady
Ghost
Force.
Trick. Okay, I was like, this sounds very Ace Attorney, but it's not Ace Attorney. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh,
Oh,
we already
hello.
got the mids. Wow.
Anaburna? It's free seed.
By the way, for those that are curious, I am on Crackerito's stream, and it just keeps freezing. So if
Yeah,
there is,
some
yeah.
internet issues.
Yeah, so if there is anything that we see that doesn't show up, I will try my best to.
Yeah, but you're basically seeing all we can see as well.
Yeah. Imagine technology behaving.
Must be Spectrum.
Wow, though, some people might think it's Charter 1.
Could be. I'm pretty sure Crackerito is Euro, so maybe I don't know what kind of internet they have over there.
I think he's actually German, as a matter of fact, so yes, you are correct. Also, we have flippers on Shady Force's side, so like literally we're
Flippers
just finding
and mitts,
everything.
and glove and hammer. Fire source anyone to Rush Ice Palace?
Okay, no, we don't need to be seeing that. Wow, one dig too. That's actually pretty impressive. No, we're not going to talk about anything percolating here in chat, even if it's from our tracker.
Yeah, this is a family-friendly stream, please.
Wow. Meanwhile, we just saw for a brief moment Crackerito's side.
You did it again.
Yeah, I did it again, yeah. We saw literally all the guards just huddle up and try to obliterate him in Chicken Hut. Well, but he came out alive. Let's go.
Where do those guys come from?
The Stoutpost Knights?
Yeah.
From the sky. Uh-oh. Oh, no, that's not death. That's a save and quit. I don't even know what's going on Crackerito's side. You know what? Heart's not a bad thing.
No, it's not.
We've made it to the back of escape where Crackerito will get a boomerang.
I like Boomerang is quite helpful in Enemizer. Oops.
No big deal.
I mean, well, when you're running low on bombs. Oh, never mind.
Never
all the bomb lock bombs.
No, I didn't see if Shady did a map check.
Not in the Dark World yet, no.
Okay.
All right, so I have a question to pose to you. So you go, let's say you go into Thieves Town, right? You're going to check the boss first before going to the back, most likely. Oh, there's our map check. Pendant Thieves, Pendant Mire, Red Crystal Pod, and Ice. Okay, so Shady's not even... Oh, Shady's going to do this first. So let's say you go with Shady's current loadout, you go into Thieves Town, you go to the boss room, you find a Vitreous there. Are you spending the time to try to finish that fight, or are you just saying I'll come back later?
Absolutely, I'll give it a whirl, even if it's slow. I'll give it a
Okay.
shot just for the meme's sake. But yes, in retrospect, probably doing the best thing would be to just say, all right, well, rather than waste time and having to be absolutely perfect, and then especially if you get through quite a bit and then still take a death,
Right. That's
that
a
actually feels
big time
really
sink.
bad. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna at least take a look into here.
Yeah, hopefully you find 3 items in the front and you just say, see you later. Well, there's 2.
You know, those hearts are actually pretty
Okay,
pretty
well,
nice
we
to
can
have.
yeah, now we can be adventurous.
Yeah. We do have blue mail too, so I mean, the nice thing is that even in this arena, there isn't that, you know, the toxic goo that
How
Vitreous
many
normally is at.
lighter sword spins is it?
Too many.
It's like 32 or something like that on the big eye.
Something pretty bad. And that's the big key that we were going to get.
16 spins?
Well, there you go. You got your request. 3 items in the front.
Yeah, you check the boss just for... Well, actually, the info doesn't even really matter in Chaos Boss Shovel. Yeah, Shady's just going to take the death. Oh, not from that guy, though. Don't take the death from that guy. Is there a red beetle down here? I thought I saw a red beetle. Is Shady desperately trying to find something?
so please kill me.
I think he's just giving up and leaving.
Oh, there you go. That beam also do it.
Yeah,
but,
that would do it, right in front of the door there.
Yeah, at this point, you're just right here anyway, so...
Yeah,
Hey,
I think that makes sense.
Crackerito's got Darkhold access. Let's go.
Yeah. Because even, like, regardless of what boss you find there, it's going to be a slow fight. Even, I mean, unless it's exactly Moldorm, it's going to be a slow fight with this loadout, and you have 3 items already, and the boss does not give you any info, because it's chaos anyway, so I think that makes sense.
All right, taking a look on Crackerito's actual stream. It's running smooth again.
So is it? Okay, well,
we might be able to get it for you guys.
Perhaps. The problem is we're, like, separated by quite a number of minutes, so...
Alright, so Shady went to Skull Woods, got something, got a piece of heart, and says, I'm out of here. We off to Eastern Pod? Oh no, we're gonna check out those flippers.
Yeah, let's see what we got. We got all that cash money, so might as well do these flipper checks.
Also, too, there is nothing. Oh, there we go. Crackerito's got the Smith.
Yeah, that's Russian hammer, or, well, shadyforce mirror dot emote. There we go. Say, doing Smith chain without the mirror is an interesting choice. But now Shady gets to do it with the mirror. A little unfortunate, right, that Shady didn't have that mirror to do like K45 and stuff while he was over there, but...
Well, like I said, yeah, I didn't think it was that bad of a fake flipper. That would have been an absolute disaster right there, though.
Yep, sure would have. Wow, nice vanilla shield. Come on, give us a fire source. I want to go in ice bells.
About 10 bombs on Zora's Ledge.
You know, if this were 10 minutes ago and Shady had like 1 bomb, I'd say grab him, but we're okay now.
Alright, so while we look to see what Shadyforce is gonna get from Zora, I unfortunately am gonna be telling us what we get from Smith. Ended up being, I think, 10 arrows.
Well, that's better than 1 arrow.
In addition, I will say this much: he is trying his best to farm magic to check magic bat. Currently has no magic. Nothing is dropping any magic, and as you can see,
with the magic.
Yeah, as you can see, he's in Thieves Town because, well, he's had enough.
We're going up the mountain. I can't believe we're not rushing Magic Bat here. This is so upsetting.
I'm not upset.
I know.
I knew there was a reason why I liked him.
It's like he doesn't even know who's comping this match.
He knows what's up.
All right, let's see if this is super easy or a nightmare. Well, we had a situation in one of the avian art matches yesterday. It was where somebody did get stuck in the old man rescue and managed to get through it barely, but required like a very finesse bomb deboost to get through like a roller or something like that. Because otherwise, if you die and save and quit, you restart in the old man cave.
Alright, do we have anything fun? Oh, geez,
oh,
wow.
We sure do.
Just rush to that progression. And might as well get that single rupee, just as valuable as those boots.
Are we gonna go into? I mean, I guess you're up here, right? You're going to Hera. Well, maybe you do. Maybe you do the right side of the mountain first.
You could even just do the 2 checks and.
You could. Yeah, I guess that's true. Because if the big key's in the basement, we're locked out anyway. So. Speaking of Big Key in the basement, see you later, Hera.
Yeah, we've had enough. I missed what was in Spiral Cave because I was trying to handle admin duties, even though I'm not
Nothing
an admin.
Important.
Yeah, of course not. Why would it be? Well, now that we're paying attention here, there will definitely be something very important here in Paradox Cave, like 3 bombs.
That's pretty important. You can't beat the game without bombs.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, something red.
This is actually kind of... Well, I guess with Boomerang doesn't make too bad, I was going to say. This is actually kind of an annoying kill room with our loadout.
See, you did make mention that Boomerang is pretty important. See? Look at that.
Hey. Tap Magic's pretty nice. Look how many times we can use the powder now.
Anti-fairies don't stand a chance.
Actually, we haven't seen too many of them yet.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Oh, there he is.
One.
Perfect. Alright, let's see what our TR medallion is. We do need to beat TR. Actually, we can do Spike Cave too, which is pretty nice.
Anything but Quake. Anything but Quake. Show me bombos.
There it is. Ask and ye shall receive.
It's been a very friendly seed for my psyche so far. With help from Shadyforce not doing Magic Bat anytime soon. Now, I was under the impression that Shady could hover. I really still think.
I mean, Shady didn't even try in the other
Yeah,
races.
he didn't try, so this will be, we'll do the one bonk chest here, and then...
I thought Shady was a mold arm bouncer. But
How about a yellow spiker?
how about... yeah, that's a little rough. Good thing we got that half magic.
Worth it. Alright. Oh boy.
It's alright. Plenty of magic left to get through Spike Cave.
What's worse for you? Dashing swordless in vanilla enemies, or dashing with a fighter sword in Enemizer?
Oh, dashing swordless in vanilla enemies. It like breaks my brain because I'm so used to specific dash lines and they just don't work anymore when you don't have a sword. Nice.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Oh, our tracker is telling us purple chest had the hook shot.
Oh, look at that. And I'm even watching a stream and it's running smooth again.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to stay like that for a while. Also, Crackerito just currently checking Adina's cave, so we can't show that on stream. There was a sword in there, though.
It was sword, yes. Also, still does not have any magic whatsoever, so... that temptation to do magic bat just is not happening anytime soon.
Just go to the mountain and get your half magic. Shady's going to do magic bat. Actually, this seems like Smith Chain for Shady. Anyway, so Shady's probably going to get that hook shot and then cringe when...
Nope.
Oh, nice flute.
No, that might distract us.
Actually, hook shot will give us swamp, which is kind of nice.
Wait, is this the look into Lumberjack?
Yeah,
after?
it's... I mean, without boots, you don't really check this that much. I think this is fine. Oh,
Is that a bow?
no.
Did I say?
That's gotta be our second. It's gonna be our second bow, right? There's no way that's our logical first bow.
Absolutely, that's our logical first bow. The second bow is always in GT. I am so sick and tired of Ganon telling me and saying, "Hey, did you find the silver arrows in my tower?"
He does say that a lot. Sometimes he says Light World, though.
Sometimes he does. So what would you do, though, knowing the fact that literally the only purpose the bow actually has is for us to fire one singular arrow in pods so that we can actually go to the back and beat the dungeon?
I'm certainly not rushing that.
But well, let me ask you this. If you get like a fire source, specifically we'll just even say the lamp to actually put it in logic. Would you do it anytime soon?
No.
No?
No, I think it's too much of a time investment.
That looked like bombos as well. I might be mistaken. Oh, get him. You only have 9 bombs, Shady.
I think I would have done Smith Chain when I was in the Vu area before coming here, because this is another dungeon that's not beatable, because we don't have a fire source.
Yeah, at that point, I would probably kind of agree with you there. But this might be
you can clean up Cave 45, which you missed initially as well. I don't know, because Shady doesn't have any beatable dungeons right now.
I mean, the only thing that I can say is that the flute might have been just enough of a distraction to take him away from that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you get Checkerboard and Mire Shed, and your info for Pendant Mire, which we never want to go into.
Nobody ever wants to go in there.
No. Oh, Cold Stare and Hera. Looks like Crackerito not going to attempt that for a pendant. Well, can't attempt it because it doesn't have a fire
Yeah.
source, but I still might not do that.
Alright, was it worth it? No, we have a compass. We're gonna find out the boss. Argus.
So not only can we not get to Argus, we also can't beat Argus.
Alright. Nothing, that's both items there, so. Crackerito's gonna attempt Hookshot Cave,
I'm
which is
surprised
something...
Shady didn't check Myra Shed first before going into Desert.
He believed in the memes. Just the memes didn't believe
What's
in
the
it back.
Desert meme?
That there's a fire source there somehow, some way.
Is that a meme? I've never heard that one before.
It is now.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey, how about Front of Escape?
Front of Escape is definitely a thing.
Shady Force, nice fluff on this heart here.
Here's a spoiler. This will be a sword Nagina. Imagine Nagina actually having something useful.
Is that really that useful, though? I mean, we'll probably find another one.
It's better than a fighter sword.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, I like the sound the fighter sword makes better when you slash it.
I just like the sound of it in when you have sound effect shuffle.
Well, stay tuned for the sound effect shuffle tournament.
Well, we can inform you that the rest of Hookshot Cave that Crackerito was able to do was absolutely useless.
Looks like we're heading into Hyrule Castle for both players. Crackerito did pick up a bottle, so that's a sick kid check. Crackerito is continuously losing time not having these slippers, though, although it looks like maybe we're about to get them.
No, Crackerito does have them.
Sorry, I meant boots. Not having the boots, which are locked behind the flippers, is what I meant to say.
Yeah, he's gonna get the he's currently on his way to getting the mirror from the man under the bridge. And is probably gonna beeline it very shortly to get those boots.
One could only imagine. Looks like you were correct.
Alright, Shady,
All right.
where are we off to?
I mean, what is Shady? Shady can go into Pod. Or do Smith Chain. It's kind of. I mean, Shady can also go into Swamp if you want to go into a Swamp, but that's desperation. Or we can check Magic Bat. Nope,
No,
we're just going to go Magic Bat.
No, we're gonna get that mushroom.
Okay, yeah, sure. That's a thing you can do. Alright, here's the K45 check on Crackerito's side. Shady did not do this yet. And I don't know if we'll get to see what it is. Nope. Crackerito's going into the swamp, which makes sense with the hook shot. Seems like a good play.
Magic good plays.
I can't.
Oh boy, alright, here's the magic bat that I did not see. I don't think Crackerito did.
I mean, why would anyone do this check?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Hmm.
Interesting.
Well, now what? You just got a fire rod off a magic bat. You gonna go do Skullwoods?
No, I'm gonna
Are you
do
going to Ice
agate.
Palace?
I'm gonna do agate in the dark. Get that bow.
Get out of here! No, you're not.
Yes, I would.
No.
Absolutely.
No, we're going to Ice
come on.
Palace so we can get our
the money.
Samaria in Ice Palace.
Get the money. It's a discount. Oh, we're gonna do. At the very least, looks like we're gonna finish off Skullwoods here.
I mean, there's an item in... I mean, she only found one item, right? So, this is fine. You do need to beat it. It's not really going to get that much easier. And maybe you find Samaria or something to make Ice Palace faster.
Hey, look at this. Technology. It's working. We did it.
Oh, we're back!
Yes! Coward's Mail. Perfect. Perfect timing.
Alright, so Crackerito has gone into Swamp here, as you can see. I don't know that we have found anything, but it appears that he has skipped left side as well and gone straight to the back.
Left side's never gotten anything ever important. Alright, I don't even know if we know what the boss is. We're gonna find out. It's Cold Stare!
Oh, we have a Bombos.
Somewhere along the line we got Bombos. Had have been here.
So you know what that means. We can go into Mire.
Yeah, we could go into Mire without Samaria. Now I'm really curious though if... Oh boy.
That's fine, we're on red mail.
Really curious if Crackerito ended up getting knowledge of the bow on Lumberjack.
Yeah, I don't, you know, through the choppiness that I was trying to watch, it didn't look like he headed in that direction, so I'm going to say no.
He started, I can pretty much assure the fact that he started at Sank and went right to CAC, so just a question of did he go into Lumberjack, Lost Woods? You know, he probably would have. He definitely would have done Lost Woods. It just is the question.
Yeah, I don't
do that.
I don't know. I don't like checking Lumberjack when you don't have boots at the start, but
stay tuned.
Look at this. Burn of stress. So good.
See, we don't need a bow until we actually do in pod.
No, you don't need a bow. You can. Yeah, just poke. Master Sword pokes. Or actually, knock him into the spikes is the real answer.
$20.
Right.
Worth it.
Crackerito gonna go into Ice Palace. I mean, I'm a fan personally. But
you know what I'm a fan of? Doing Aga in the dark to get that bow.
oh my god, stop it.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It's only like
Enemizer. 4 minutes.
But it's gonna be our first bow.
I mean, it might be. So here's the thing. I think I'm doing all my other dungeons I can do first. Okay, I don't agree with this play. Shady. I don't agree with this at all.
Well, I think what he's doing here is, you know, so we haven't checked Saha.
Right.
We can theoretically beat. I mean, unless
Eastern, yes.
Yeah, Eastern, yes. So I think
But
this is gonna be. Yeah, I think this is gonna be. We're gonna check Saha. We're gonna try to beat Eastern, but Pod is the big.
It's just like, oh, if I happen to find a button. Now, see, I personally like doing, you know, doing Skull Woods, doing Ice Palace. I think I would have done Smith Chain if I was earlier Swamp, and then basically, if I don't get a bow before I have just Pod and TR left, then I'll do Aga.
That checks out.
I
I mean, there's always a bow and Pod, anyways, right?
Well, I think we're gonna find out. Unless it's on Helma, then we won't find out.
got everything synced up here. I mean, the volunteers here in Speed Gaming are just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, thank
no,
you
we're
for
actually
bearing
going
with us.
Yeah, we're going into pod first. Now
This is no way.
I'm not a big fan of this, but hey, you know what? Might get rewarded. Shadyforce is a really good runner. Well, we're we're logically yes. So all right. So even though that we don't need the bow to actually get to the quote-unquote bow lock side, under this preset, it is actually logically bow locked.
Here's the thing. If you already went into pot, I think you just go and you have to find the big key anyway, right? So just go in there and maybe you find your second bow potentially. Like if you've already committed to going into pod first, I don't know. I don't know if I like just doing the single check there like that. All right, what do we got? Vitreous.
Oh, Vitreous.
Piece of cake. Actually, that is free. We have cape and sword, master sword, so that's whatever.
Not a guarantee that we can get to the back, even though we got a fight round, we can kind of light our way to see what we got going on.
Well, logically, it's not guaranteed we can get to the back, but we definitely can get to the back. Like, this is a beatable dungeon.
$20 worthwhile.
This has been interesting. Like, both runners have taken very divergent routes.
I mean, obviously, Crackerito was taking your advice in regards to doing Smith Chain and, you know, got paid off handsomely.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point from our tracker in chat, that the boots and by virtue flute, so mountain is lamp locked because our flute was boots locked and boots were up on the mountain, so.
Yeah, there are 2 items left here, so one of them definitely hard lamp locked. $13 hearts. Blue mail. Should be no problem here for Shady. Crackerito gets the big key here in Ice Palace and conveniently drops down, and we have the big chest, which gets us the bug net.
Wow,
yes.
We did it. Now we can go beat Aga for real.
Is that what we're holding off? Now
yeah, I think that's what we were waiting on.
Okay, perfect.
Did we get a boss check in Ice Palace here?
I don't believe
also,
so.
This is scary. I can't see how many enemies are in here. I think we're fine.
Also, was that an ice rod that we saw on Shadyforce's side?
I do believe it was.
Oh, baby.
Lamp locked ice rod.
Oh, this ain't too bad.
Yeah, this is super easy.
Well, of course, you know, traditional yellow spikes somewhere to be a royal pain in the butt.
And another
Speaking of yellow spikes.
So Shady can beat every boss except for Argus.
Oh, this is actually going to be this is just going to be nothing but shadows here, isn't it? Well, shadows and these things.
Boy, it'd be a lot easier if you had your hook shot, huh?
It would. Nicely done. Alright, here we go. Time for Vitreous. Alright, we get the dash 12 times. And then some.
It's good enough.
Really?
Oh!
I can't take too many more of those.
You gotta get on top of them there. right, well, we did pick up an ice rod, which is nice, and a quake, which is useless, but, you know, we got it.
Dead rocks don't stand a chance now.
That's right.
Magic powder and quake. We gotcha.
So does Shady go back in the pod now?
If you didn't make
right? You might as well.
If you didn't make the commitment before, no, we're going back to the Eastern. There we go. Okay.
Listen, I enjoy Eastern too, but I don't know if I'd go through it again just for nothing.
Yeah, no, we're going back in here.
I think you're here. I think you have to see if you can get the locked bow or something.
So where is this logical lamp at?
Left side swamp.
Probably. You're actually probably not wrong.
We're back at Thieves Town.
Oh boy. The singular item.
Yep.
Oh god. Wow, dodge of the double yellow spikes. We couldn't dodge a shadow.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple places. It could be in, no, it can't be in Mire.
No, it's alright. So it's what? It's left side swamp.
One item in Thieves.
One item in Thieves. I honestly think that's probably it.
I mean, it could be in pod here too.
If that's the case, then where's our logical bow?
Oh, you're right. You're right. That was, yeah. Okay. Well, Crackerito's gonna get that bow info. What about Cold Stare in Hera or a Green Pendant? No, because it can't be on the mountain. No, it's gotta be.
It can't be.
I think it's gotta be one of those two.
We're gonna find the boss here in pod. Oh, that too is a cold stare, so.
Oops, all eyeballs.
You know, at the very least, we haven't found any mold worms, so I'm happy about that. A little variety always goes nice.
Did anyone check Dark Cross when they were in Escape?
Probably not. I don't think Shady did. And definitely couldn't tell what was going on Crackerito's side at the time. Nice wall master.
I think Lamp could theoretically be there too. If there's an item there. I wasn't paying super close attention. Alright, Crackerito's gonna get that fire rod. Probably go to Skullwoods after this.
Yeah, after the numerous attempts to try to get this, you know, try to farm magic, but no enemies are dropping any.
Why didn't we open that chest first? Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Interesting book.
Yeah, I guess. You're not chasing that right now. Is there something I don't know about that chest?
It's a small key.
Does it have to be guaranteed a small key?
Wait, the turtle room?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't check that? Oh.
No.
Man. That's
okay, yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure you want to open that. Like, I know Hellway's probably a small key, but that one could be, you know, a bow or something.
Imagine a bow.
Uh-oh, did we get lost?
I think he saved it.
There we go. Oh,
okay.
Okay, that's a pretty good find.
All right, so now I got a question for you.
Okay.
So, shadyforce knows about that bow. Well, actually, well, both of them know about that bow. And he might be thinking, all right, you know what? Smith Chain might only have the lamp
Shady,
to kind
please.
of put. Yeah, you missed that one chest.
It was the big.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Surprise key sanity.
Surprise key sanity. Do you think there's ever a chance where Shady just says absolutely no to Smith Chain, just by him thinking, okay, it's got to be just the lamp, and then he can go. You know what I'm saying? So then he would just go get his bow. Then he knows. Then he knows that Samari's in logic, and
I don't think he can do that without having that hook shot. Hey, we figured it out. There it is.
Hey, you know, we're gonna get the small key after all.
I think Shady right now is. I mean, you 100% go to Ice Palace after this, if you're Shady, because there's no reason not to do that. Maybe you clear desert. I just hope Shade doesn't like go into. No, because Meyer, you can't get into Meyer. So yeah, Ice Palace, maybe clear desert, and then he has to do Smith Chain.
Yeah, and there's no other items in desert, so it's like, how pressing is it to go to basically Meyer for 2 items?
Unless you dip front of Swamp with that hook shot before Smith Chain, but I can't imagine you would do that.
No, because at that point you would
do Smith Chain into Swamp.
You would do Smith Chain, exactly. You do Smith Chain into Swamp.
So now, if you're Crackerito, on the other hand, I think there is a very real temptation to just do Aga now after this, because then you can go do you can just go do Pod in Eastern, and you're in Samaria Go mode.
Yeah, and Samaria's just camping. Yeah, it's just camping right there. So it's not like he has the ability to, even go into Turtle Rock at the moment, anyways, without that Samaria. So
right,
he might just turn around and say, okay, you know what, that bow's got to be what I need. Which, by the way, I did say we're going to be in bow go mode.
Right, and that way, I mean, Crackerito gets to save himself a mountain climb, right? Because he knows Samaria can't be on the mountain, basically. So you just, you get that bow, do the rest of your dungeons, and...
Right. Well, Crackerito did do all of the mountain, though.
Right, I mean, well, yeah, it can't be in Tiara.
Right,
right.
Right.
The stuff that you have on the mountain still. Well, I guess either tablet, technically, but Crackerito doesn't have that book, so... Also, Shady in a bit of a pickle here. Look at that guy. Floating head coming through the wall there.
By the way, did we ever see what was on Bumper Ledge?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Shady checked it. I think it was just cash.
Yeah, now that they say that, yeah, I think it was $50 maybe.
That's a fun roller.
For your efforts for dodging that roller, you end up still getting a shadow to the face. Or actually to the back at that point.
Oh no, something's messing up the bomb.
Yeah.
That's the skull, right? Probably.
It's gotta be, yeah.
The joys of Enemizer.
You shall not bomb jump. Oh, this looks fun.
Man, those ice guys move so fast. In one direction.
There you go, Crackerito. You got the last of the items.
I don't think we've seen Graveyard Ledge either. So that's a possibility.
Oh, I forgot about Catfish and Pyramid Ledge. Did we even see those? Probably not.
No, why would you ever check those?
There's nothing over there except maybe the lamp. Or a second bow.
Can you imagine? You go beat Aga to get that bow, and then before you go to the Lumberjack Ledge, you just check Pyramid Ledge, and it happens to be a bow.
Here we go. Your cave right here. Named specifically after you.
Oh,
Hey, there's
oh.
that lamp. Hmm. We're gonna still press on though.
Well, yeah, I mean,
still like, all right. So we know.
Smart.
So we know. Yeah, we know knowledge of the ABO,
right.
and then obviously
Like,
now.
if Crackerito finds Samaria, you 100% just go for the bow, I think. But
Right.
not knowing where Samaria is yet, it's still a little... I can see being a little more thorough here, but I do think Crackerito should probably just suck it up and go for it soon. Like, you're not going to go into Mire instead of doing Aga, right?
No. Nobody does that. I mean, we could almost rest assured that there will be no juice in Juice Town today. So this turned out to
Almost
be a great
certainly.
seed. All right, Shady, where are we off to? We're floating to 3. So it's basically
chain.
Yeah, Smith Chain. That's gonna be Smith Chain, or it's gonna be Graveyard Ledge, Catfish.
Who's in the lead here?
I would give the edge to Crackerito at this point.
Yeah, I think so too, slightly.
Alright, kind of depends where Crackerito goes here.
I think he might flute to 5 and try Dupont Eastern. Oh no.
Nope. No,
Oh, he's gonna finish desert. He's gonna finish.
Yeah, we're gonna do desert, so that's okay.
I wouldn't. You said we got both items, or Crackerito hasn't even been in desert at all, right?
Right. Yeah, he hasn't been in
Okay.
desert. He hasn't seen this area.
Okay.
He also doesn't know what the medallion is, which, not that it matters. But yeah, by the way, on shadyforce side, we're still dodging Smith Chain.
Well, you do this first because it's kind of isolated, and then you do Smith Chain. This is fine. Shady's gonna get his. So Shady's actually. Oh, Shady still needs that Bombos. So Shady gets the hook shot, probably does Swamp, and then gets the Bombos, and then just does Aga after Swamp, I would guess.
Right.
So it's a matter of when Crackerito decides to pull the trigger on that bow. And get over to Pod to get that Samaria.
There's also the there's also Bombos tablet that Shady can at least look at that Crackerito couldn't, which again could be a bow.
Sure could.
And then eventually when shadyforce does go into Swamp Palace, it's going to be the question of, does he initially go to left side swamp right away?
No, no way. You're one item from go mode, no chance.
I mean, there's a chance that he could just get go mode right here and Bombos tablet.
That's literally impossible because Bombos is in Swamp, so...
No, Bombos tablet.
I know, but Bombos itself is in Swamp, and we need Bombos to complete the seed.
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Now I get it.
Yes.
We did it. Oh, yes. We got the shovel from Saha, too. Anything good? No, more money. Get the money. There you go.
Listen, we might need 1 million blue potions. We don't know. Oh, make sure you get that. Don't. Okay. Whew.
Ta-da!
Imagine doing Smith chain.
Again, I'd be curious. That fluke might have been the distraction. That just
seems
kind of
like it.
let him. That just kind of led him into not doing Smith chain.
Yeah.
And here we go. Second bow on Bombo's tablet. You better
Close.
believe it not.
It's almost a bow. Alright, so Shady's gonna hit go mode here. Or, well, go-ish mode. No mode, whatever people like to call it. I don't remember exactly where this Bombos was, but it's on the way to the back.
It's not left side swamp. That's much I can tell you. Alright, so that's Argus down in desert for Crackerito.
So does Crackerito go for pot Eastern, or does he just bow?
I'd get that bow.
I would be tempted at this point, too.
Now, something to keep in mind, we have not seen a Trinex, nor is it a guarantee that we're even going to see one.
That's true, yeah, Crackerito does not have that ice rod.
Right, but yeah, that ice rod is buried pretty deep in the Eastern Pals, so... You know, it could be Turtle Rock could require an ice rod. Then again, maybe it doesn't. Could be on the climb.
Could be ice Trinex.
Could be ice Trinex. Or not. Alright, where are we going? We are...
Wait.
Doing
Did we really
ice rod
never do
cave.
Ice Rod Cave?
Of course not. Why would we? Now we're
It doesn't have
money.
anything.
But with it being this close, like Crackerito doing this and not doing anything that's kind of... Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
See, this is what happens. You don't do Aga, stream freezes.
No, you go into Ice Rod Cave, stream freezes, right? That's the...
Good point, yes. Very good point. Alright, Shady is just gonna go right to the back here.
Yep, so this will be go mode. Well, go again. Quasi go mode. Pseudo go mode?
Pseudo go mode, yes. Hey, there's Bombos. And the red meringue.
Go mode 2024. Alright, so yeah, there's no doubt now you just do Aga immediately after this. You don't even bother hunting for a bow anywhere else.
See, and I did say earlier we're going to be in bow go mode, and it's going to end up working out for Shady. It's as if I knew the seed all along. When in fact I didn't. Now, the absolute meme play would be to just say, you know what, screw that bow that's on Aga. I'm just going to go find a second bow that's in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, obviously, so you can climb the mountain another time, which is definitely what you want to do.
All right, anywhere other than 4, and I'm going to have some questions. There we go.
Looks like Crackerito's going to Aga as well. So, I mean, Crackerito's gonna have to spend basically as much time in pod as Shady did. Well, a little bit less, as long as he doesn't forget where that big chest
Yeah,
is.
it's gonna
But,
yeah, it's gonna end up being a little bit less. But then it comes down to, all right, Crackerito still has to do Eastern. That Shady's already fully done.
right. Shady still has to
And
do back
then-
in desert.
Yeah, Shady still has to do back in desert, but back in
And
desert.
go back to pod as well, and deep pod.
Right. So yeah, this will be a close one. Hopefully technological issues will...
Yeah, it may come down to
allow.
if Crackerito decides to get that ice rod or not. I mean, do you, if you're this point in the seed and you get that bow in Samaria and you don't have ice rod, are you just saying, I'll chance it?
I think, honestly, with
Chaos Boss Shuffle?
With Chaos Boss Shuffle, I would take my chances.
I think I might too.
You know, if knowing the fact that it's full may change my mind, but I'll also say this much: at that particular case, I'm never checking Vanilla Big Key Chest in Eastern, so I'm going to be missing out anyways.
Yeah, I think you can probably gamble it here. I mean, you have at most... Well, Crackerito does have some extra bosses too to do that JD already knows about, but, you know, between TR and GT, you know, you're going to be fighting at most 3 bosses, which could be Trinex, so...
I mean, this is the part of the sweat that comes with Enemizer. You just never know.
Sweaty
Plus,
miser.
plus there's always the, the opportunity that, assuming that there is no Trinex actually in Turtle Rock, that the Ice Rod is just going to be camping in GT because it's like, all right, well, I have, almost 20 checks, or almost 20 items, possibly. Actually, it's not. It's like, well, 15 maybe. If you were to just do the basement. Alright, now, does shadyforce do hook speed to get as close to the curtain as possible?
Why would you have to? Why wouldn't you?
I mean, that's the
I mean,
whole
why are you even
purpose of
climbing
the
like a tower if you're not going to do hook speed?
Alright, here we go. We gonna do it? I've seen better.
Yeah, it's not a great attempt.
It's literally an all or nothing. You either get past the torch or you just completely miss one or the other. Nothing in between. Alright, let's be friendly. I don't even want to see any blue balls. Let's just get this done and over with. Get that bow. Move on. Okay, I specifically asked for no blue balls, please. There we go. Yeah, question in chat. Trinex could be... The only spot that Trinex could be in GT on the climb is in the Land Mode 2 spot. There could be an Ice Trinex that is locked in the Big Key, but Trinex cannot be in the Moldorm 2 spot. The arena is just not big enough.
It would be fun, though.
It would be.
All right, bow on Pyramid Ledge, anyone? I mean, you're checking it here, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because, a sword would still be nice. Nope, we're not checking it.
No,
wow. What a baller. Just says, nope, I don't want to know if it's actually a bow there. Okay, very good. Good hook speed there.
Imagine running into a tree, going into a secret cave, and saying, "Hey, there's my bow." And now Shady is 100% in go mode, but still has a lot of dungeon cleanup to do. But first, we're gonna stock up on potions.
Stock up on money.
Get it? Oh my god. Free money, discount. Fluff.
Alright, so Shady's got to do pod and desert, and then can go up to TR.
Yeah, there's definitely no, I can pretty much tell you that there was, that Crackerito did not get wall mastered. It just is, you know, slow. Yeah, the ice rod is the Eastern Palace big key chest. Alright, well, we see that in the PowerPoint slideshow. Crackerito.
Looting to the incorrect spot to get to the lumberjack.
Hey, you know what? With Shady Force's little trouble with hook speeding and bombs and all that type of stuff,
Yeah, it's probably about the same.
Ended up being a wash. Look at that Crackerito just admiring that bow.
I mean, it's a nice looking bow.
Alright, so Crackerito is going to do pod and eastern. And
Yep.
I think for the importance, if there is a Trinex along the way, you kind of want to see him do eastern first.
There's no way you do eastern first. Why would you, if you're in Crackerito's position, why would you do eastern first here?
No, you wouldn't. No, you would definitely do pod, but at that point, you know, you're gonna get that big key and just say, all right, well, I'm out of here, and hope that
You're gonna get the
Trinex.
Samaria, and then you're gonna.
Right. Well, once you get Samaria, but then you're
for
gonna say,
eastern, yeah.
Right.
No, I agree. Yeah, I don't think Crackerito's getting that ice rod.
These are almost nice, just bonking.
What do we got? Oh, that's right. This is cold stare. This is another easy one. You just knock the puffs into the spikes.
It was not a bow. That's disappointing.
I mean, we probably still have a bow-locked bow, though, right? Because it's probably in GT.
It's always in GT. The big key would be like super free, and then Gan
Oh yeah, it's gonna be in Hope Room, and
yeah, and Gan's still gonna say, "Oh, did you find the silvers in my tower?" All right.
Desert.
Yeah, at this point, I actually would we give the edge now to Shady Force here.
I think Shady is slightly ahead. Although it's kind of hard to tell where exactly Crackerito was at any particular moment.
Yeah, he's been camping at Saha for a while. Oh wait, now we're doing stuff.
I mean, keep in mind that this is also about 4 minutes behind, so Crackerito is probably in go mode now and most of the way through pod. So, I mean, they should be in TR at roughly the same time. But Shady should have a bit of a head start.
So what ended up being like, I'm just trying to kind of like wrap my head around this. If Shady Force is in the lead, which, you know, I think it's okay to assume that.
Mm-hmm.
What got him the lead? Because, you know, like Crackerito was able to
having Samaria for Ice Palace.
Yeah, that would help. Having boots, I guess, a little bit earlier too.
Yeah,
but it just kind of stinks, like, you know, having to come back here to desert, doing a pod double dip, having a little snafu in pod.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Nice ice rod strat. Now I'm telling you, there is either a bow in TR or GT. There's like nothing in between.
We're not gonna.
I would laugh.
We're doing Master Sword Silverless. Let's go.
Yeah, that's probably the case. Alright, so what are you feeling for a boss here? Is it going to be Trinex refusing to get shuffled around? Is it going to be something obscurely stupid?
What is the most annoying thing? Nothing's really annoying in the Trinex fight, because it's the room is so big, it makes it way easier.
Oh, we've seen a few cold stairs. We've seen what, 3?
How about I don't know. Just do a moth or something. Just get out of the way quick. Also, there's spikes in the room, so obviously there has to be a moth there.
Not wrong. No, this would be nice if they actually gave specific hints in this branch. Kind of like what they do in Cross Keys. And then Ganon could say, hey, did you find the Silver Rose in Mimic Cave? Oh.
There we go. That's... Wow. Yeah, actually, the Enemizer has been pretty friendly this seed as well.
It just means it's going to be epically dumb on the climb.
That's hardly ever the case, though, right? Like, the climb that tends to be easier in most cases. Unless you get the stupid little guys that burrow underground.
Yeah, those are the ones that I cannot stand the most. By the way, nice Ether. Ether actually is... You know, speaking of the climb, Ether's actually really nice if you end up getting, like, a bunch of shades or mini Helmas or mini Moldorms. You know, they just end up... Yeah, they just end up... you know, dying on that alone. They don't even bother freezing. They just, boom, they're done. And sometimes that ends up being a lot quicker. It ends up being a lot quicker than waiting for the Bombos animation.
Oh yeah, Bombos takes like an hour. I think it's like 20 seconds actually for Bombos or something.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's like one of those things where it's like, all right, you know, I just don't want to take any chances. You just kill everything, and then by the time that you're waiting for the whole Bombos animation, you're like, I think I've made a mistake.
7 seconds for a Bombos? There's no way. There's no way it's only 7 seconds.
No, it is not 7 seconds. Like take into account. The other thing to take into account is if the enemies burn, take that into account too. Because that just takes 20 years. It feels like an eternity, especially when you're in a tourney race. It feels like it just takes absolutely forever for it to, you know, kill everything, have everything burn, and then have whatever door that you want open. That shadow is not playing nice. Hey, look, there's another shadow.
Well, see you forever, Laser Bridge. You don't. Well, do you fluff here?
I
wouldn't.
I think, to be honest, I think I would just to see if I could find a sword. Obviously, I don't care about silvers, but
I just hope I get
sword.
it in GT. I think.
I mean, the only thing about hoping for it to be in GT is the fact that you're also hoping that the GT big key is kind of buried. No, Shady thought about it originally. He's like, no, I'm out of here.
He's like, I'm not a coward.
Nice quick swapping back and forth between the fire rod arts.
Oh,
hey,
look.
It is another gold stick.
Very easy there. Nice. There's always, man, the amount of compasses that are on bosses in Enemizer, it's like, why even bother?
Alright, well, we're going to assume that Shady is the first one in the GT because on our screen, he is going to be the first one in the GT, so...
Yeah,
you know.
we have no way to know who really is, but...
So, if people want to put in numbers between 1 and 22 for a GT Big Key guessing game, be my guest.
Because you only have about 15 seconds.
You have about just as much time as a Bombos animation. Alright, so Gil, the game 1 between shadyforce and Tyler, shadyforce did what I would call, you know, smart routing. Not to say that what Tyler did wasn't.
A blame route, if you will.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And that ended up costing the race. I was going to say, do you keep that in the back of your mind and say, you know what, maybe I'll just rando rush this? Or
No. I think you just stick with that. I mean, either one is fine. They both take roughly the same amount of time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You're going to get burned by GT routing some percentage of the time anyway.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, just the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to fight ice whatever. So it's basically outside of me doing tile room, I'll do exactly what shadyforce is doing here in Enemizer so that I never have to worry about this. Hopefully never.
Oh, compass. Now we can check who the boss is of GT.
Oh, I was hoping that you know, it'd be funny if that Wallmaster actually took the Samari block and says no. Alright, here we go. Check 8.
Oh, there
look
it is.
at that. Check
No
number
sword.
9. Check number 9. Nobody guessed it. You all lose.
No, there's a 9.
Oh,
Indifference
there is
Ninja.
a 9. Oh my goodness. There, I lied. There is a winner. Indifference Ninja. Congrats. You know what you won? What do I feel like giving away today?
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna give away a 2-hour tutorial session from our good friend Homemade Beer on how to be a radical memer.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
That's actually worth substantial
retail value of
69 cents.
Yeah.
All right, come on, Hinox, throw a bomb at that crystal switch. Oh.
Ah. All right, let's see what kind of gauntlet we have. An impossible one, apparently.
There you go. See, look
There
at that.
it
Look
is.
at how clutch this ether is. See, miles quicker than Bombos, and we even got a full magic. And you can just do it again because it's gonna be the same enemies here, and then it's gonna change up just a little bit in this next room.
Okay, well,
yeah,
this one
yeah.
we can't really either.
Yeah, this one kind of stinks. This is actually pretty dreadful with that conveyor belt. Alright, get ready for more green Igors. No!
It's not too bad. Oh, don't try to picking up the pots in this room is a trap.
It's a trap.
Alright, boss, what do you think?
Colt's there.
Try next. Nope.
No. Vitreous? Ah, Vitreous.
Sure, yeah, why not? Oops. Like I said, oops all eyeballs. What do we have? We had one Landmo. Everything else has been eyeballs. It's been Vitreous, Cold Stairs, or Argus's. I guess we had the Armos and Skullwoods.
Yep. Yeah, we gotta be careful here. There's shady. Alright. There we go.
Can we at least get the classic Helma in the Moldorm 2 spot?
No, it will be Colt's there.
Alright, so no Ice Rod required. So if Crackerito skips that, that is a time save. We'll know if he skips it at some point.
We might have to ask him at some point. Excuse me, sir, did you skip the Ice Rod?
This is my least favorite room in Enemizer.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I get mad that I can't just use Samaria to finish the room in 2 seconds.
Alright, prepare for more Hinox and bring Goblin Geese. Well, no,
I think here you could have made a case for Bombos.
Yes.
Bombos would have been faster than that.
Even to be honest, even Ether and just, you know, using the hammer.
Yeah.
Might have been even quicker. Or, you know, it would have been even
quicker.
quicker.
There it is.
There we go.
This is classic Enemizer right here.
I say, you know what would have been even quicker is if, you know, we were granted Tempered Sword at least.
Well, somebody should have checked the Pyramid Ledge.
Shady, you gotta use Burna because it activates quicker. That's the one thing. Oh no.
Oh no.
That is the one thing that I cannot stand with Cape is no matter how many times you slam that Y button, it just does not activate.
Died more than once because I tried to cape up.
Well, not knowing where Crackerito is, this is definitely
who knows? This is time.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the real final boss of Enemizer. Okay, I think we got it this time.
We did it.
Now another spike ball in this one. No, just a chain jump.
No, I was gonna say those red berries. Those red berries are gonna use all that magic. All right, here we go. Are we gonna get temper today? No, we got another heart.
Oh, okay.
We got.
Well,
hey, look,
free
silvers. But look at how many arrows Shady has.
He has enough because there's an arrow pot in this room.
Does he remember?
Nope.
Well, now we're gonna check. Hey, you know what? Now we can go fill that bottle up. All right. Well.
Well, that's wow. This is kind of unfortunate because Shady's gonna have to do 12 spins on him. Do you like go digging outside the pyramid for for arrows?
Yeah, I was gonna say you either dig or you know where it's gonna be a 10 arrow pack on Pyramid Ledge.
Oh man, can you imagine? It's it's tough because I don't know where Crackerito is, but Shady is spending a not insignificant amount of time doing unnecessary things in here.
Yeah, and he's got low health, but he did bag a fairy. Yeah, and we're gonna use the hammer.
You just use your 2 silvers here.
You know, I was gonna say, would you use the 2 silvers and then take a chance?
Just do full Master Sword silverless or digging. I don't know. I might. If you're gonna dig anyway, then yeah, I think you just use your 2 silvers.
Right.
Here. But I would have also gotten the arrows from the pot in the previous round. Bailout. The bailout. Oh.
That's a pretty nice bailout. I mean, I think at that point,
sack emotes in chat.
Yeah, at that point, you just turn around and you just get your, you just throw the 2 silvers and then finish them off.
Yeah, you just spin the rest.
Yeah. Hey, that looked like one of my Aga cycles right there.
I just need to be a little careful in this fight, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Crackerito did not get the ice rod, by the way.
Will not get punished.
Yes. Alright, so let's see. Crackerito is in beating Eastern boss at 119-ish. So, can you do TR, GT, climb in 10 minutes? It's close.
Yeah, it's...
I think Shady's probably still ahead, but that's actually fairly close. Depends on how you route GT too, because if Crackerito goes Hope right, it gets the big heal a little bit faster. Because there was a small and Hope room.
Oh, we got the 1-on-1 here. Nice job not taking damage.
Nice torch glitch there with the fire rod. Alright, are we counting 6? I haven't counted.
That's 5, I believe. That's 6 right there, so
okay.
Now... There you go, yep, nice. There's 1. And there's 2.
Very well done. Alright, GG's in chat, I think. Shadyforce.
I think. Yes. Well, at the very least, Shadyforce will be the first to cross the bridge from what we see.
Okay, and yes, confirming in the race time run that Shadyforce has finished first with a time of 1:32.44 and takes game 1 of the series.
GG's. Yeah, this definitely would have been. I obviously, I'm very fully aware of technological issues, but this definitely would have been a really good race to see how they were compared to. Because I cannot imagine Crackerito actually being that far behind.
No,
when it's all said and done. So. And speak of the devil, we have ourselves our winner, Shadyforce. GG's, dude.
Yo, that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was fun for us.
Yeah. How do you feel about the pod big key?
So This is so dumb, right? Because I recently changed my strat a little so that I delay the compass chest so that I go down to the basement first with the idea that if I'm going to harmless, I'll just open the compass on the way, and I feel like that maybe it's a little bit more efficient. With the
Okay.
staircases and everything. But obviously, when I don't have to go to harmless, I completely forget, or like something throws me off my muscle memory, like it being bloody Enemizer. So I just walk right past it, and then I'm thinking, did I pick up the big key? But I must have. I don't have any
We
chest left. It's not in the bottom of the ways. This is suspicious. I was already
yeah, we
thinking that it
were
was suspicious.
debating. There was like, is there some key logic thing we don't know about where you should just like know that's definitely a small key or something?
No, no, I'm not that smart. But
But
yeah, I guess we don't know how the race finished, do we?
well, we do because we can look at the race time room, but
So
but
the one question, yeah, I was gonna say the one question I do have for you, Shady, is once you sequence broke yourself to the mountain and you ended up getting the boots, and at that point we already actually had information on Crackerito's side that he ended up doing mirrorless Smith chain and ended up getting the hook shot. Did getting the flute end up making a distraction? Was Smith chain ever in your mind, or was getting that flute kind of like a chain reaction of you going to other places outside of doing the Smith chain?
Well, Smith's chain without the mirror is basically dead to me. I will never do it. So it's basically not a logic in my book. But when I did get the mirror, I just think I had a lot of interesting other places to go. And at some point, I was going to get back to these Smith chain and K45 and those kind of things, and take it into swamp, which is what I eventually did. So I kind of
Mhm.
put it off for there. I always felt like once I had the mirror, it was obviously on my radar more, but I just had better places to be until towards the end, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. No, that does definitely make sense. Because, I mean, again, we just look at it through 2020 hindsight of we know where the hook shot is, and you being back into, after you do all the mountain stuff and you check King's Tomb and you check Bonk Rocks, and it's like, okay, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to go into pod without a bow, without a fire source? Do you want to,
yeah,
now that you have the mirror, do you want to do Smith chain? Is that like on your radar? Did you want to do
that's
like the other mirror
actually
checks?
another interesting question. Is were you ever considering pulling the trigger on that bow earlier?
Oh god, yeah. Oh, I was thinking about it the whole bloody seed.
Okay.
But I don't think I can justify it when there's like usually just a bow sitting in pod anyway on the bow locked side, and also I didn't have the lamp at the time, so and I didn't have the fire rod when I first found out either. So like it's completely dark Enemizer
Right.
without power. But I still considered it like just to get it, but I couldn't really justify it because I still had a lot of good places to go first, and a bow might turn up. I even considered doing Turtle Rock first at the end before pulling the trigger on Castle Tower, to see if there was a bow there. But I figured that the odds of a bow being there probably about 1 in 4 maybe, and
Yeah,
I
and then
don't
you're giving yourself an extra mountain climb too.
extra mountain climb and a non-go mode Turtle Rock, so
Yeah.
it's a close decision though. I think it's still a close decision because obviously Castle Tower plus getting to the Lumberjack's quite slow versus the mountain climb. It could even be like 3 or 4 times as long.
Mhm.
So it was another interesting decision. Very happy to see the silvers at the top of GT, and then immediately realize, oh, I forgot to pick up the damn arrows in the previous room.
Yeah, we were wondering you didn't check the pyramid ledge after beating Aga either.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you once the credits roll, can you actually just reset and see what's on Pyramid Ledge? Because you should be
I
right on
guess
the
I could
top.
do that. But even if there's a couple of arrows there, is it saving me the time to do 6 spins? I don't know. It's pretty marginal.
Well, we figured it might have been a sword or something at that point because you were still on
Yeah.
Master Sword. And
Yeah. If I'm on Master Sword only and not the tempered is a big bailout. If I'm on Master Sword only, it's saving me 12 spins. I'm a little worried then. Like I'll pull it off, but I almost consider just going in. My health is
yeah,
really
well,
low.
I was more
Being
curious
fair.
about you checking Pyramid Ledge after beating Aga 1 rather than after Aga 2.
Oh, I see. I didn't even think about it. I'm in
Okay.
go mode then, right? So I'm like, whatever, go get my bow. Let's get going. But no, you're right. You're right. I should look for a sword. I just didn't consider it. Didn't consider it at all.
Yeah, even going back to the lack of arrows that you had in the end, the discussion that Gil and I had was, all right, you having to do all those spins, is one thing as far as the eyeballs, and then it's like, all right, well, we're gonna kind of know what your mindset was at the time if you intended on trying to like use the shovel to dig for arrows, because obviously you're gonna get nothing less than you're gonna get a 10 arrow pack, if you find something. But I didn't know if that even came across your mind to say, okay, well, you know what, I'm just gonna go try to see if I can dig some arrows. In the meantime, use the 2 silver arrows that you had to kill Vitreous.
Yeah, I considered it on video as well. Like, in the end, I just wanted to beat the game. From past experience of needing to dig for arrows to climb GT, right? This is back in the before Mimic Clip days. Digging for arrows is a miserable experience. Like, you can spend forever there, and it's just not a fun time. Although there was one restream race I was against, and I can't remember who, but we were both simultaneously outside GT digging for arrows, so that was quite funny.
Hey,
just
it's a
another
full
heart
heart.
container.
Oh.
Okay.
See, never
Yeah.
punished. Never punished. In the meantime, we can actually inform all of chat that Crackerito did finish the seed with an official time of 1 hour 36 minutes 46 seconds. Will not be joining us for the interview, but again, big GGs to Crackerito for putting up a heck of a fight. This was, from what we saw on both sides, it ended up being. I honestly thought Crackerito was ahead just based on that hook shot, but between, I think it must have been your efficiency, Shady, that, not having the hook shot and even double dipping a couple of dungeons like Desert Palace and Pod, just didn't, it just wasn't enough for Crackerito to make it through.
For Ice Palace and getting the boots a little bit earlier, I think probably made the difference here.
Did Crackerito have the bow before he went to Pod for the first time?
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah. So, and did he do Anger Dark, or did he get the lamp earlier? The lamp was.
He got the lamp earlier.
Yeah, he got the lamp earlier. Yep.
Yeah, Graveyard Edge is another spot I just don't really prioritize, but yeah, if I have the lamp earlier, I might just pull the trigger on Anger Tower before Paul. Even then, I'm not sure. I was still thinking about what to do. That's why I made so many dumb mistakes, because I'm just thinking, what do I do?
Yeah.
Too many.
I mean, the other thing that I was even thinking is if there was even a way where you just completely omit the Smith chain in its entirety, if you're kind of looking at it as to say, okay, well, I got Samaria from the back of Pod, which is lamp locked. You know that you know where there's a bow, and then maybe you could have pulled the trigger to say, okay, I'm literally never going to do this Smith chain or anything, and then like, okay, hookshot might just be in Turtle Rock or something.
Yeah, if you're assuming lamp is on Smith chain.
But I didn't have the medallion for Turtle Rock at that point either.
Right.
So, like when I did do Smith chain, I really had very little options. Like my options were some other dumb overrun spots, like Ether Tablet, maybe Hera, like Pendant Hera, or Hookless Swamp, right? And if I'm gonna do Hookless Swamp, I might as well do Smith chain into Hookless Swamp. It just seemed a little bit more efficient. So I didn't really consider not doing Smith chain when I got there. It just seemed like that little sequence was a justifiable little sequence of checks to do that wasn't absolutely terrible, and everything else was worse. So I guess Ether Tablet into Hera would have been another reasonable option, but I don't know, just jumping into Hookless Swamp, I could do it. Like it's not something I'd be scared to do, but when I can bring the portal down, it just feels a bit better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And the last thing that I gotta say is, the first game that Gil and I commed when it was yourself and Tyler was literally oops all Moldorms. Here, this was basically oops all eyeballs of some sort, either cold stares or Vitreouses. So
yeah, well, come on, that describes like 8 of the Zelda bosses anyway. Right?
That is true.
Okay, which bosses are not eyeballs? Let's count them. Is not an eyeball. Who else? Is that it?
Pretty much. But I mean, I always like to see a little bit of divergence as far as like different bosses in different arenas. But it's just like hey, what's this? Oh, look, it's another cold stare. Which, by the way, I don't know if you got the information from Hera, but there was a cold stare on top of there too. So
No, I had no info on that.
yeah. So it was just cold stares, Vitreouses, and then oh, here's a Landmo and an Armos, and yeah, then you're done. So
Yeah,
but
the one downside of this Chaos boss shuffle is that you don't get that information. It doesn't help you out elsewhere. So it's kind of cool when it's just a full boss shuffle that you find out which bosses are where, and it helps hint you towards what bosses are in the next place. It's like an extra little bit of information, a breadcrumb to follow if you're paying enough attention and stuff. And you just don't get that with Chaos. It's just, well, it could be anything.
All right. Well, GG's again, Shady. I think otherwise we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you, Miss Ed, for coming.
thank you for having me. This was
We
a
were just
pleasure.
like, hey, we should. Those last minute, I think Shady came into your chat this morning. It was like, hey, I got an Enemizer race in a couple hours, and you're like, yeah, all right, sure.
Yeah, you know what? If there's a restream available, we're gonna do it. So hey, here we are. And I took extensive notes. I took extensive notes, like I said I would.
Thank you, Arya, especially too, for hopping in last second to track. We were looking for a tracker up until about 10 minutes before this. Thank you, chat, for watching and doing chat things. We have one more Enemizer tournament match today at 9 o'clock Eastern. That'll be on SpeedGaming 2, Game 1 between Someone325 and Super Taylor. So keep an eye out for that. And there's a bunch more going on for the rest of the week that we will try to get restreamed, as well as we're heading into the last couple rounds of this tournament. But until then, thank you again, and we'll see you again later this evening.